Transformative innovation is going to deliver exponential growth trajectories for many of our companies. In fact, most of them. The growth rates are enormous, and I think some people find them unbelievable. To give you an example, electric vehicles. We expect unit sales of electric vehicles globally, including China, to compound at an 82% annualized rate during the next 5 years.
Cathie Wood is bullish on electric vehicles. That didn't even need to be stated. We're going to be talking about her extreme bullish outlook on electric vehicles, where she sees the industry moving in the coming years, some crucial NIO-specific updates, some potential signings, a look at their share price, and a future price prediction. We have a ton to get to in today's video, but before we get it, Webull is giving out 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 for free. You can trade before and after hours markets. They are a 0% commissions trading platform. They really are one of my favorite trading platforms going right now. It is a win-win situation. Check out our Patreon page. We have behind the scenes, under the radar stocks, more content, and this also gains you access into our exclusive Discord channel. This is where you can see all of my trades in real time, my portfolios. The chat is always popping off. Shout out to everyone on that Discord channel. I have made a ton of money with those inside looks. You guys all know who you are, the real ones on there. I owe it all to you. Anyways, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. All right, so Cathie Wood's main angle is transformative innovation. If you've watched my show before, you will know I subscribe to the same thesis. Now, I've been saying this for the better part of a year now. When NIO was just at $3, I started buying. They are going to be a behemoth within China. We're going to get to that shortly. Now, Cathie Wood expects the electric vehicle industry, including China, to compound at an 82% annualized growth rate over the next 5 years.
The traditional auto industry is very mature, and as I mentioned before, we think it's in decline. We are focused on exponential growth opportunities. We believe a subsegment of the auto industry is going to see exponential growth for the first time in 100 years. And now there's a transformative really revolution taking place that will alter the auto world completely. There was a lot of skepticism. The auto industry itself didn't expect electric vehicles to amount to much of anything I think they thought it wouldn't take until the mid-20s. Well, it's here. And we began to invest aggressively in this space on that assumption as we saw battery pack system costs decline as rapidly as they have been declining.
This is incredible. 82%. If this comes to fruition, me and you, invested in NIO and Tesla currently, are going to make a ton, and I mean a ton of money. Stonks go up. This is basically Cathie Wood saying that even now, as we speak, we are only beginning to see the very, very beginnings of the exponential growth curve. Now, a lot, and I mean a lot of bears emerged in the past week around the electric vehicle industry, saying that it was a bubble and this bubble had finally burst. This market crash, in my opinion, was a once in a generation treat from the stonk gods. I would have sold my kidneys, my blood. I was getting capital any way I could to allocate and throw into the stock market. This is not going to happen again, in my opinion. Do you remember when NIO was trading at just $32 just a few trading periods ago? We are now at $46.03. We just had an 11.40% day, and we're up over 40% since those lows. This is not going to stop anytime soon. Even at these valuations in the mid 40s, in my opinion, these are extreme steals, and I mean extreme steals on long-term growth projections. This had nothing to do with NIO's fundamentals or the electric vehicle industry or Tesla or anyone else. This was a market-wide crash. This was to be predicted. And because this didn't have anything to do with NIO, I was throwing capital at the market. I saw a lot of you doing the same on the Discord channel. Shout out everyone there. You guys are the best. Now, there have been rumors about NIO moving into the European market for the better part of a year now. Oslo, Norway has just granted NIO an exclusive signing deal to be able to license and sell their vehicles within their country. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will know that NIO is planning on being able to sell 7,000 vehicles in Europe within the span of 2 years. 7,000 vehicles in 2 years. Now, if we know NIO does one thing better than anything else, and that's beating their previous estimates of their future numbers. They have done it time and time again. They also consistently give extremely conservative numbers, and I would be shocked, and I mean shocked, if they were only able to sell 7,000 vehicles in the most dominant European market in the course of 2 years. Now, with NIO's current $6.5 billion cash position, there is a ton of room to run here, and I do think they could spread out into more markets within Europe. There have been talks of Copenhagen, Denmark. However, with more markets comes more expense. So we will have to keep a close eye on this. I will update you guys all as I always do. Now, I want to talk about some massive news on Sinopec. I've talked about this Chinese oil and gas behemoth before. Let's get into it. NIO's first battery swapping 2.0 station is expected to be unveiled and released on April 15th. Just over a month away. Like I've stated before, I think this will be an absolute game changer for the company moving forward. They expect to have at least 500 swapping stations, building a robust infrastructure within strategic locations in China by the end of the year 2021. With more swapping stations comes more brand advertising, more user awareness, more notoriety, less mileage anxiety, less wait times, faster swapping. These also hold 13 batteries. I really do think this is going to be a game changer for their company. Now, the Sinopec deal is expected to move forward. And if this does move forward, the two are likely going to build swapping stations in conjunction to one another, a partnership. Now, how this looks and how it's broken down in terms of pricing is going to be very interesting. However, it does look like Sinopec is trying to step into the swapping station sphere. Other automobile manufacturers format their vehicles to specifically use NIO swapping stations. We have seen how dominant this industry and technology can be. We can see why in many regards it's superior than a plug and charge method. However, we will have to wait. Like I said, I will update you all. Now, I want to talk about NIO price prediction, and I'll just go along and say it. I truly do believe NIO will hit triple digits over $100 by the end of 2021. And here's why. There are a multitude of NIO plans that have been in the works for decades, simultaneously converging and intersecting at the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022. And I do think this will usher in a new era of NIO. When we're investing, we're not thinking about tomorrow or next week or next month or next quarter. Me personally, I'm thinking about years down the line. And I do think this valuation of 4603 will 2x within just a matter of months. At the end of 2021, we will now have at least 500 swapping stations. We will be gearing up for their first sedan release, the ET7, in Q1 2022. This will be outfitted with their 150 kilowatt hour battery cell pack. This can enable up to 1,000 kilometers NEDC range. We will have the extension program on their pre-existing JAC Motors factory underway. Under one shift, this can enable up to 150,000 vehicles annually produced. Under two shifts, 300,000. We will simultaneously, likely in about 1 year's time, have the unveiling of their Hefei Industrial Auto Park, able to output 300,000 vehicles. Together, that is potentially 600,000 vehicles annual production from NIO. We will likely have a greater chip and battery material supply by then. And with NIO sedans rolling out onto the market, I think this is going to fundamentally change their company on terms of a worldwide scale. I've been saying for the better part of a year that NIO has slowly but steadily been inching ahead in terms of the EV race within China. In my opinion, they are now leagues, car lengths ahead of the rest within China. This is only going to lengthen. We see other legacy brands now trying to catch up and enter into the EV space. I think they're already a step behind, and I think it is going to be incredibly hard for them to catch up to the behemoths, the powerhouses, Tesla and NIO within China.
Most people, when they see a number like that, they'll just say, I don't believe it. It's not possible. And the reason for that, the reason we face that skepticism often, is because of where the automobile industry is right now. It's very mature. It's not growing. In fact, we believe it has peaked. And that means all cars are in secular decline if we are right that we are moving into more of a ride sharing, both human driven and autonomous during the years ahead. So this idea that electric vehicle sales could grow at an 82% annual rate, just not going to believe it. And so that skepticism festers, especially, I would say, among institutional investors whose analysts on the auto sector, for example, are mostly value analysts. So there are a lot of those disconnects in the world that are creating great opportunities for us.
Once you obtain this lead, it is very, very difficult for other brands to come in and steal away market, to carve away market share from these. And NIO and Tesla, in my opinion, will win the day in China. Now, I have seen a lot of people bringing up these two companies and saying, well, how are they both going to win the day in China? That doesn't make sense. And it actually does. These two companies could not be more different from one another. Let's look at their integration. Tesla, vertically integrated. NIO uses an outsourcing model. Let's look at their charging. Tesla uses a plug-and-charge method. NIO uses a swapping infrastructure. Let's look at their market. Tesla is currently pushing into the affordability sphere. NIO currently has no plans of doing so and are firmly rooted in the luxury brand sphere. Now, I do know this could change in the coming months and years, and I do think NIO is actually intending on pushing into the affordability sphere shortly. I do think their next sedan released after the ET7 is going to be substantially less expensive than the ET7. However, that's a video for a completely different day. Looking at their share prices, I really do think this is a steal long term. I've been saying it for months now that I think any valuation under $50 will 2x by the end of the year. Hence, I think the price will be above $100. This is still undervalued in my opinion. Now, we will have to see where the markets move in the next couple of weeks, but I do think we are bullish heading forward. Anyways, everyone, let me know your thoughts on NIO. What are you doing? Are you buying, selling, holding? Did you get in on those low valuations in the low 30s? I'm really jealous if you did do so. I just dollar cost averaged this one. Don't forget about the Webull promo, 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 for free. You can trade before and after hours markets. All you have to do is sign up, open an account, and deposit in at least $100 using the link in my description. It's a complete no-brainer. Check out our Patreon page. We have under the radar stocks, more content behind the scenes, and this also gains you access into our exclusive Discord channel. This is where you can see all of my trades in real time, gain access into our portfolios, and best of all, the chat is always popping off. I absolutely love it. Shout out everyone in there. You know who you are. I'm talking to you guys, the gang that's always there. Anyways, I will see you guys all in the next video. Take care. Happy trading. Cheers.